Okay, so this is me. Welcome to my home. Okay. No, it's not new. It's about 20 years old. Oh, I see. You thought I'd be in someplace, what, a few hundred years old, maybe a mansion? Yeah, everybody always expects the vampire to be rich. I mean, not for nothing, most of us are comfortable, right? Like, at some point throughout the centuries, you buy a house or you marry someone who has one, and they live a natural lifespan. Oh, that's a whole nother can of worms. But one subject at a time. So, yes, you buy a house, you go a few hundred months without paying rent, but there's still property taxes, and there's still upkeep. So, imagine if you didn't have to pay rent, right? You'd be very comfortable, but you probably wouldn't be a millionaire. You'd still make the same amount of money. Yeah, I've got money saved. And also, like, okay, admittedly, I still have the farmland in Fishkill. But I actually lost that for a while. I hit hard times, and it got bought up, and I wasn't able to get it back for over 100 years. Now, it has a bed and breakfast on it. And the footprint of the original farm isn't the same. The acreage is different, but I have a place on the land that has about the same view of the creek that runs through. Even the creek is different, though, now, so I keep it for sentimental value, but I don't go back for sentimental value, if that makes sense. What I had there is not the same, and it can't be recreated, so there's no sense wishing it could be. But I like knowing that it's still there. Changed, but at its core still the same. Oh, about the spouses. Well, I've had partners who did want to be turned, and I've turned them. A few hundred years is a long time to stay with somebody, though. Most don't last 50 years. They see their friends and families fading away, and God help us all if they have children that they have to see pass. Few people see the appeal of everlasting existence after their kids are gone. I can't say I blame them. I also can't say I relate. Me? I have never given birth, but I have had children. No, I've never turned any of them. Well, for one, I'm still not sure if it's a blessing or a curse. Well, clearly, a lot of other people thought that it was not worth having after a while. I still enjoy seeing what amazing new things humans can come up with. I mean, oh my God. If you had told me 100 years ago about humans living in space and the internet and being able to communicate instantly with strangers across the globe in their own language, even if you can't speak that language, I'd have thought we'd discovered some kind of magic. And yes, humans have also come up with some horrendous things. But what keeps me going is that every time something horrible happens, something wonderful happens as a reaction. It might not be immediate, and there are horrible reactions to the wonderful reactions, and the pendulum swings, but I promise you that over the course of the centuries, it swings in the right direction. It swings toward kindness, and it swings toward convenience, and it swings toward, oh my God, being able to DoorDash French fries. And yeah, obesity is a dangerous thing. I'm not going to try to downplay that. But I also still have it fresh in my mind. 100 years ago, seeing children who were going to school because they finally had the right and the privilege and the infrastructure to be able to do so. But I remember little kids holding their one potato of the day in their hands to keep warm before class. As deadly as obesity can be, it gives us a chance to course correct that starvation never granted. So, yes. Overall, humans are going in the right direction. And I'm very proud to have been one of you once upon a time. Body shaming and bullying. The fact that you even have that as a frame of reference as something bad is a good thing. I promise you, we were mindlessly cruel. In the Victorian ages, oh my goodness. The things we said, people would call children ugly to their faces. And there was less shame about being bigger, but there was certainly shame about being too small. Take a look. Hang on. You see me now, yes? You see my size, you see my body shape. You see me in nothing more structured than a bra and panties underneath my clothes. I wasn't trying to seduce you with that image. I'm just saying this is pretty close to my natural body shape, right? Take a look at this picture. Yeah, that was me. I had to stand still for so long. But would you take a look at that snatched waist and the size of that chest? Look at that intensely hourglass figure. You know what? None of it was real. It was all built out from the waist. Underneath that dress was a corset to make my stomach flat and smooth and press my chest up. There was a bust improver to pad out my chest, and then I had hip pads on under the skirt and a few skirts underneath to make it fill out even more so that I had that shape. Underneath it all was very much as you see me today. And I'll tell you another secret. If I'd wanted my waist to look even smaller, I could have paid the photographer to paint over it just a little bit. Yeah, like photoshopping. So, like I said, men had it too. Padded shoulders, padded calves. What has become new is this notion that we should starve ourselves into the shape that's fashionable, as opposed to just building out from what we have. I blame the flappers. They wore such light material and just straight tubes for dresses. There were no pads and bust improvers beneath those fringe-trimmed outfits. Oh, nothing. Well, maybe not nothing. I suppose I was just thinking that you would have looked really good in those days. I mean, Not that you don't now. I mean, I'm sorry. Oh, I was aiming for a compliment and I failed completely. I was saying that you are a nicely shaped person. And you would have looked very nice back when men were still wearing hats and waistcoats. You would have looked absolutely dashing. Very tasty. Yes, it is absolutely my way of maneuvering the conversation back to the reason you came here. So tell me, now that you've had a little time to think about it, are you still personally, academically curious about the bite? You know, I think I might feel the same way about a kiss. Personally, academically curious about I'm forming a basis for my thesis, but I'm gonna need a little bit more research. Did you just lick my fangs? So, you want to do something with me? Why don't you just have a seat and relax? Look into my eyes. Yeah, just like that. You really do have such a pretty eye color. I bet I could be as mesmerized by you as you could be by me. But not yet. For now, I'm the one in control. For now, you can just surrender to me. Surrender to the feeling. That lovely, lovely feeling. And it's going to feel even better after just a little pinch. Oh my goodness, you have a smooth, beautiful neck. I'm going to enjoy this. Are you okay? There we go. Not too much the first time. The little lick to help it heal. And thank you Thank you for trusting me to be your first. Now, you just stay there and relax. I'll bring you something to eat and drink. And then if you like, you can spend the night here. It's more than okay. I'd quite like the company. I'll be right back with some food. DoorDash takes no time in this area.